Well, in her State of the State address, Governor Mary Fallin called for a $120 million bond measure to complete the Capitol repair project. Now, this is in addition to another $120 million in bonds already earmarked for that project. Now, joining me now is our Courtney May. So, Court, how is the restoration process coming along?
Well, starting last spring, renovations began on the exterior of the State Capitol building. And as you can see behind me, there's still areas that are blocked off for construction purposes. But this past fall, most of the renovations moved into the interior of the Capitol building. They're repairing stains, cracks, electrical issues, starting with the projects that are most necessary, beginning with things that could be a safety concern.
It's nearing its 100th birthday. If we don't undertake some major restoration and repair work, we could undergo what we call demolition by neglect.
The State Capitol building is crumbling. Since 1917, it has lived through freezing Oklahoma winters, hot, dry summers, and heavy rainfalls between, leaving behind stains, cracks, and holes in what once was the pride of Oklahoma.
What we're doing is restoring something we cannot afford to replace, to make sure that 100 years from now, our grandchildren's children can come to this beautiful building. We hope that in another 100 years, they look back and are as proud of us as we are the men who made the sacrifice in 1917 to build it.
Years of neglect and poor maintenance decisions haunt the walls of this 99-year-old building. Its stateliness has diminished since the doors opened in 1917, yet the history remains the same and is being restored, one construction zone at a time.
So, Courtney, as anyone who has ever renovated a home knows, once you dig in, you find there's always more work to be done. And I read the Capitol is certainly no different.
Well, while $120 million sounds like a lot of money, it can only go so far when you're dealing with a building that's 450,000 square feet. Contractors have even suggested that another $122 million be put in place to make all of the renovations possible at the State Capitol building. However, their doors are still open and visitors are here daily. We were able to follow around Career Tech state officers who are making their case for funding during a competitive budget climate.
Make peak here, Montgomery.
With the legislative session underway, it's an energetic time of year at the State Capitol. And adding to the excitement, different colored jackets representing Career Tech student organizations fill the hallways. Former State Representative Sky McNeil says this is a time these student organizations should speak up.
They can speak fluently about what Career Tech has given them, and they're going to go out and they're going to visit with these legislators about the value of Career Tech on their future success, about the value of Career Tech in their education now. I think that is important.
But these student organizations are not extracurricular activities. They are a vital component of career training. Future health professional Little Robinson.
This is another class that I'm doing to get where I need to be so I can be a better person. Because you build leadership, professionalism, everything that you really need to do to be a great leader in life, and that's what really matters.
Robinson took his case to his state representative, Randy Bass.
And if you truly believe in it, you have to try to do it, see? I mean, you can do it. So, Mr. Little, you're going to be a successful young man.
A visitor like Robinson is nothing unusual at the State Capitol. Every day, individuals here state their case for public funding. But this year, legislators face a historic financial deficit.
Where are you going to find $1 billion? I mean, they're going to have to go into tax credits and do some cutting on tax credits. And there's a lot of questions ahead of us, who they actually are going to cut $1 billion away from.
House Speaker Pro Tem Lee Denny spoke with these student leaders about the funding battle that is ahead.
And in my opinion, the money does belong in education. It's my fondest hope that although they will receive some cuts, I'm sure, because all of education is about 51% of the budget, I hope those cuts are as minimal as possible.
Yet whatever happens takes nothing away from the experience and connections Robinson says he's gaining from being here.
I'm seeing all the steps I can take to get where they're at. It's really quite inspiring. Let some of them rub off on us so we can grow.
Well, it looks like a productive day, but I do understand one group did have an unusual request on their mind.
That's right. State officers from the HOSA organization challenged Governor Mary Fallin to take a bite from a lemon, raising awareness for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Well, I accept the challenge, and I'm Governor Mary Fallin. Cancer bites, but HOSA bites back.
Well, they're raising awareness not only for leukemia and lymphoma, but they're also raising money. This organization has already raised $9,000, and they're well on their way to their goal of $16,000, all to be used for cancer research.
All right, thank you so much, Court. Now, we'll be bringing you more about the sisters behind the LLS Challenge later this spring. And I do have a link on our website of what a renovated Capitol will actually look like if the bond measure is approved. Now, to see that and more, just head to okhorizon.com.